I am going to recap the last 3 days and what I did on my Facebook and Insta story. Now, I get a lot of ideas and sometimes I have to jump on them before my logic jumps in and tells me, oh, no, don't do that. And I know this isn't typical sort of marketing and setting a plan, blah, 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 blah. Normally the ideas I have, I just have to run with and I just have to do them and we just have to go with it. And that's just the way that it works. So I've been creating in the online digital space for a few years now, and part of being in that creative space and offering different things was whilst I was going through my own journey to becoming more of understanding who I am and what my existence is and what I want to be and what I want to do. So there have been a lot of different offers at different times that I had created through those different phases and different periods in my life, or when I wanted to share things or offer things for whatever reason. So then this great idea I had a few days ago was to dig them all out of the vault, pretty much half the price that I offered them for originally. And the whole idea was to leave them with their original branding, graphics, music, wording. And as someone who's been in the creative space, it's very hard when you go back to something you created a few years ago and you're looking, well, that's not centered and that font looks terrible and that music's disgusting and ooh, I don't like that brand anymore. So it was kind of fun in the way that I got to relive some of those moments that I had created over such a short period of time. So somehow it ended up 3 days. It was 3 days and I did 6 different offers each day. And they ranged from in the creative space, in the growth space, and a couple of them were actual products as well. And I wanted to really put them out there. Well, there's actually a few different reasons why we did that. But first, it was the idea of let's do that without knowing the reason why. And that sort of is coming now in this reflection and why I'm doing a reflection video. But it was really interesting and fun of pulling all those ideas out and being able to reintroduce them at this pricing. Because at the time, I'm like, why am I doing this? And this is one of the reasons that we do it, right? Because I'm someone who is always constantly seeking and growing and looking for new ways to create and listening to my own intuition and working on the things that are happening around me in the hope that it can help others as well, in the hope that I can also offer my services. But one of the first things that came up for me was, oh, you can't do that. You look desperate. That's going to make you look like, oh, this person wants money. She's trying to do a money grab. Look at her offering this thing at the most ridiculous price ever that no one's going to pay for because they want to know, why is it so cheap? And there was the first lesson in that, is where I was still holding a belief of, first of all, what other people think. Secondly, of the way that we attach pricing to the things that we offer and what we think we perceive and what we think other people will perceive of the way that we put that out there. Even though I'm someone who says the price doesn't matter. If I want to offer something for free, I'll offer it for free. I do a lot of free things. If I want to put an offer out there for $10,000, I'll do a $10,000 offer. It's just the beliefs or the stories that we hold that is going to make us respond to offers, that not only what we put out, but what we see as well. Because you will know sometimes you will see an offer and just say 2 people have the same offer and someone is 100 and someone is 1,000. You are going to form opinions, whether you like it or not. Oh, that person shouldn't be charging that. That's too much. That's too little. Ooh, she can't charge that. He can't do that. We are going to form these opinions based on that pricing that's attached to it. The second thing, of course, that comes up, because I was doing like an intro page and then the video or the actual graphic and then a follow-up underneath, then I was doing a recap because you're doing 6 of them. It was like so many tabs on the story, it's like, oh, here comes another belief. You can't put that many things in your story. Why are you putting so many things in your story? People are going to hate it. But then that also achieves another result. You get rid of the people who don't want to see your stuff. If you are someone who offers certain things to people in a way that you know you can help them, and if you are offering them and that is offending or annoying someone because you are continually offering them, they don't need to be in your world. So guess what? We get rid of some of the crap as well. It's a win-win. Even though I'm looking at my own beliefs saying, oh, what's an acceptable number of things in your story? There is no acceptable number. Do what you want. But it was doing a win-win. It was getting rid of the people who don't want to see your shit, and you don't want them in there seeing your shit anyway, because they're not your next client. They're not your next connection. So bye. The next thing, of course, and this is something that I was really bad with in the beginning, coming from a family full of salespeople. I was never the salespeople. I had to step up my selling game. Yes, I believe in this product. I believe in this offer. I believe in this thing that I'm sharing with you. So it was a great way to just 6 times in one day talk about how you can do something and how you can create this outcome or do this thing for these people. It was a great way to get over any of those ideas or beliefs that you are holding where you think, oh, can I do that? Because I know every single one of those offers that I pulled out, man, I can nail those things. And it wasn't so much a confidence boost. It was more of realizing and locking in, oh my goodness, I can do so many things for people. Another layer to the whole reason I did this is I know how people are going to start doing something similar. I know that this is going to spark ideas for other people to create offers in different ways. I know that next I'm going to see someone else doing this. And this is what happens a lot with some of the things that I create. I know that when I create something or offer something, it's not me creating and offering something, me putting it out there, someone buying it, job complete. For me, most of the time, it's creating something, putting something out there in order for someone else to see it and get their own creative spark to create something as well. Or it's for me to put that thing out there in order to release that thing that I was creating so that something new can be created behind it. Then, of course, there's the practical levels of showing consistency, of creating a real presence in your stories. If you are someone who sort of half-asses it, or sometimes does 100 and then one, or wanted to see what it was like to be consistent. It was a great way to continually do that. The other thing, of course, is the cross way that I created it. So you had to go on many different places to find different things. I created them in Facebook stories. So it would come across to my Instagram stories. It was the only place that I was offering them. I did mention that there was a link on my Facebook profile, which I created for Linktree. And then I only posted the summary in TikTok, YouTube, Facebook and Instagram Reels in the hope that they would then need to go to other places. So it was like a space where people had to go to different areas to find different things, because if people are willing to do a second step, there's someone who may possibly want to know more or want to work with you or become a paying client. Yep, there's still more coming. So there was another thing that I found is when I was finding some of these old offers that I had and I was looking for the original verbiage so I could find out what I was selling them at or what was included in that offer, I found things I forgot I created. There was one actual piece of writing and I started reading it and I'm like, did I copy and paste this from someone else? Then I'm reading through it and going, oh no, they're my words. Oh no, that's my story. I'm like, who wrote this? This is amazing. Why have I not put this anywhere? So it was a good little discovery to see how many things you have created, because if you're anything like me and you create a lot of things, you have a lot of gold hidden somewhere. So it really helped me to find some things that I do want to tap back into or revisit or bring back into light. Maybe when I created them, it wasn't time then to bring them out, but now it's like, ooh, you are ready. The most obvious one was to put those offers out there to make money. That was, that's like the ultimate goal, right? It's like, oh, look at all these offers, make money. But that's really just a side effect of it, because I think all those other areas were such bonuses in this whole process and how it gave. I received so much from doing this process. It's not just about how many sold or how many people engaged. It's all those other things that happen when you follow these intuitive nudges, when you start listening to those ideas that you have and start doing these things that you want to do. It's not always, here is my offer, someone buy it, end of discussion. It's, I'm doing this process and it's going to allow me to receive other things in so many different ways. And I don't know if you picked up on these things, because when I do things, there's always so many layers. So it was the 3 days, there were 6 offers a day, and I showed up in 9 different places. So this was my whole take on the 369. And if you don't know about that, you can watch my 369 video on YouTube. The other thing as well, what I did is I like music from Lucille Croft, and what I did was each of the 3 days I chose 3 different songs. So anytime I had an image or something to say that needed music, for each day I would use the same song, and there are 3 totally different songs that have 3 totally different meanings, but totally relevant to the things that I was offering. And I think this is the last thing, there's probably more, but on reflection, I wanted to see out of those 18 different offers that I put out there, I wanted to see what category they sat in. What intuitively did I pick up to put out there? Which offers and things was I talking about or wanted to put out there for people, and which of the areas were the most common? And it was funny, every single offer, even though some of them had some similar concepts or ideas or creations, they were all totally different. However, the winner was where you can sort of combine them all, which makes total sense, because they are the areas that I work in now with my membership and my one-on-one. So it was like a little check mark to go, yes, this is where you like to be. So what's the outcome of it all? Well, apart from all that personal growth and all those other little tools and little things that happened for me over those 3 days, now doing this summary, I did come to a couple of different ways I'm going to show up on the socials. The other thing with those offers that I had, going through over them, I realized how good they were. So they may resurface again at some stage. I don't know, but I have added them to a website. However, they're on a page that you cannot see. So who knows what will happen. It has also unlocked some new ideas, but it has definitely benefited me in more ways of me just creating one thing. So my best advice to you is, when you get those disruptive ideas, those out of the box, oh no, that's not how you do marketing. That's not how you create. That's not how you get your clients. That's not how you speak to your customers. Go do it. When you get that idea, go do it before that logic sinks in, because there are so many things that I've now received from this that there's no way that I could have received so much in such a short amount of time just by literally going back over things I'd already created. It's a win-win. And I'm tagging all the offers, a quick little sneak peek of what they were at the end of this video.